Welcome to another episode of The Bottom Line. Wherever you're listening from or viewing us on YouTube, you're usually used to seeing us on or listening to us on a weekend, probably a Saturday or Sunday, right? But I thought I would start something new with our platform and provide you daily, or if not daily, like frequent updates throughout the weekdays in regards to cryptocurrency and how the crypto world's doing, and any news that you might not be aware of, but it's important that you know about it. So usually we do make posts on social media, and then obviously we have our weekly episodes as well. But I thought I'd start this series and see how it goes, just for our audience on YouTube and for those of you that stream our podcast. So hope this helps you. But yeah, I'm going to continue doing this going forward. So without further ado, let's get started. So you can see on your screen right here, and for those of you streaming the podcast, the audio, don't worry. I'll try to say as much as I can, just so you don't miss out. But essentially, we're just looking at the prices right now. So today is July 14th, 2021, and we're just looking at how the crypto market's doing. Just by looking at the 7-day, you see all reds. It's like a bloodbath. And some may say this is a sign of a bear market. Again, I don't do any of those technical analysis stuff and all that. But like it could be a sign of a bear market. It might not be, but then you also look at like the 24-hour prices too, right? As you can see, Bitcoin's up 1.03% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum's up 2.19% in the past 24 hours. So just goes to show. All right. And then with Ethereum, we have Ethereum 2.0, right? The rumblings of that, the London hard fork, August 4th. So I don't think it's a bear market right now, especially for Ethereum. I mean, even Bitcoin too. We got the Taproot coming along. So just something to keep an eye out on. Again, I believe more in like the project's foundation. Yes, I do look at the charts and stuff. But I don't go heavy on like technical analysis on that, because like I invest long term into crypto. As if I see use case and potential in a project, I'm all in. Again, not financial advice, just the way I approach things. And back, I believe in episode 22, I did have a segment where I talked about what I look into when I'm trying to get into a crypto project, I look at the foundation of the project, its white paper, the community, its potential use cases in the future. For example, VeChain, right? That's another great example. Why? And we'll get to VeChain in a bit. But like VeChain has a really good foundation, as they're all about eliminating carbon emission and stuff like that. So just stuff like that you look at, and yeah, you go from there. But let's get back to looking at these prices real quick, and just going over some key takeaways that I saw. So Cardano, it is down 10.5%. Cardano is a coin that not only me, but a lot of people are bullish on. But it is taking a bit of a hit right now. But again, there's potential in it in the long term. There's use cases upon it, with it, and this is a part of the game, right? You're gonna see drops like this. Crypto's really volatile. But yeah, let's keep going. Dogecoin down 14.84%. Guess we ain't going to the moon anytime soon. It's below 20 cents too. Yeah. Polkadot's down 20%, and Uniswap's down 22.18%. And I believe this has something to do with the government regulation. But we'll talk about that either this episode or in our weekly episode, so stay tuned for that. But that's one of the reasons why Uniswap's down. And then something else that caught my eye was Solana as well. It's down 17.97%, and Chainlink's down as well. And yeah, honestly, it's a bloodbath with all these. Even VeChain right now, it's at 7 cents now. So it's actually looking like a bear market. But again, I wouldn't conclude that right away, because it's just crypto, right? It's just volatile. And yeah, but pretty much that's pretty much looking at the prices. And there's major news though coming up for Bitcoin and Ethereum, as I mentioned. So Taproot project for Bitcoin, and then Ethereum 2.0. So those could be catalysts for a potential bull run continuing. If not, then it's gonna go down. But again, if you're sold on a project, this is a great buying opportunity too, right? We often complain, right, that when Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these coins were at their all time highs, you're like, oh, why can't it be on sale? Why couldn't I get in? Well, instead of panicking right now, maybe you do your due diligence. You look into the project. If you see a potential use case, if you're sold on the project and its foundation, then this is a great opportunity for you, right? You go from there. Use these opportunities to buy. Don't really panic and all that stuff. And of course, invest money that you're not afraid of losing, because crypto is really volatile. Again, not financial advice, just the tips I use for my personal crypto portfolio. But yeah, let's start out with some news that you might want to hear about. So we're gonna talk about crypto and sports for a little bit. As you all know, NFL season's about to start. Not very soon. I think that in August it's gonna start. End of August, preseason. I'm hyped for that. But anyhow, this caught my eye. This story. So New York Giants star Saquon Barkley is gonna take all future endorsement money in Bitcoin. Now, just going over this article, he basically said that on a show called The Best Business Show. It's run by Joe Pompliano, and it's called The Best Business Show, and you can check it out on YouTube. But essentially, he said, "quote You know how high inflation is, and you can't save yourself through wealth." The Barkley said on the show. That's why I'm going to be taking my marketing money into in Bitcoin. So he's afraid of inflation, basically. So that's why. And you see more and more people and big like huge people going into the crypto world. We saw the craze with NFTs earlier on this year, and NFTs are not going anywhere, even though they kind of died down recently. They won't go anywhere. So just something to look out for. Again, for those of you that don't know who Barkley is, basically he was drafted by the New York Giants, number second overall pick in 2018, and he was the NFL's offensive rookie of the year, and was almost out of all, but last year he was out with the injury, unfortunately, and his contracts were basically $37.2 million with the Giants. That included a $20.8 million signing bonus. So basically other high profile NFL athletes also have decided to invest all of or part of their earnings in Bitcoin, including Carolina Panthers tackle Russell Okung, who was splitting his $13 million year salary 50-50 between Bitcoin and fiat. So that's something to note. And then also Kansas City Chiefs tight end Sean Culkin, who elected to take his entire 2021 base salary of $920,000 in Bitcoin. So they see potential in it, and they believe that inflation is a problem. So yeah. But unfortunately, Culkin was cut by the Chiefs before he had a chance to execute his plans. But it just goes to show more and more players are doing it. It's going to start with the NFL. It might move to soccer. It might move to the NBA. It might move to hockey. It might move to like other sports worldwide, right? Like cricket or whatever. Like all these, or golf or whatever it may be, right? I'm talking worldwide, not only North America, but like other sport leagues and other players are gonna adapt to it, because inflation is the thing that we have to deal with. So yeah. Thought I'd share this with you guys. Thought our viewers would find this interesting, but let's move on to the next one. So here, over 500 million in crypto seized by UK police after past few weeks amid money laundering crackdown. So essentially, what happened was the British law enforcement have seized over 500 million in crypto over the past month as a part of crackdown in money laundering in the region, according to a number of reports. Let's see what the article says. It's from marketwatch.com, and again, I'll provide the links in the description. But it's basically saying that, quote, while cash still remains king in the criminal world as digital platforms develop, we're increasingly seeing organized criminals using cryptocurrency to launder their dirty money. Metropolitan Police Deputy Assistant Commissioner Graham McNulty was quoted as saying in a Recruiter's article. So On Tuesday, UK police seized what has been characterized as a record haul of cryptocurrency, 294 million pounds or 408 million US dollars, coming 3 weeks after law enforcement seized the equivalent of 157.5 million US dollars. The seizures come amid an increase in global regulatory scrutiny on the crypto complex, including assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum on the Ethereum blockchain. And UK, obviously we've seen here in the province of Ontario in Canada, and also UK as well as the nation, they've been increasing restrictions on Binance and stuff like that. And this is just a part of it, right? Because essentially, like we've talked about this before too, right? It's decentralized. Cryptocurrency is decentralized, and the dark web the deep and dark web is the way that things work on there is like every payment's made through crypto. So that's one of the negative things about crypto, like, and that is one of the things that could potentially be holding it back. But yeah, and then there's also one thing in this article that was mentioned. It's China. So China has banned crypto mining and has blocked a number of entities from trading crypto on their platforms. So that's something that I thought that was interesting. We've talked about this before, right? China banning Bitcoin mining and all that, but we'll get to that in a bit. And I have an article on that as well, which I'll talk about. But moving on, let's take the plane and fly to Australia. So Australia faces a big choice on crypto regulation as well. So this article basically goes through the Select Committee on Australia as a technology and financial center has launched a new round of consultation to review the federal policy framework around cryptocurrency and blockchain technology in Australia. So this will provide an epic opportunity for Australia to lead the way on to the next wave of digital innovation globally, right? So a policy approach that allows for more clarity and flexibility for crypto business models will help to deliver economic growth, not seen here since the rise in commodity prices of the mid-2000s. However, with a heavy-handed, old-fashioned approach, the Australian economy could find itself lagging behind other nations willing to take a risk on decentralized technology. So just talks about Australia's approach, right? And what they're going to choose going forward. Are they going to regulate crypto as hard as some of these other nations are doing, such as UK, or are they going to be a little lenient on it? That's essentially what it's talking about. Not that it was a great read. Next up, we'll just talk a little bit about Vexchange and check out their Twitter. Normally I do this on TikTok, but thought I would do it here for our podcast. So I want to talk about Vexchange. So this was tweeted July 12th by Vexchange official on their Twitter handle. And basically Vexchange, the first decentralized exchange on the Vexchange Thor network, has launched Vexchange 2. Now, what does Vexchange 2 do? As seen in this tweet, it utilizes the brand new Sync2 technology, which enables users to access decentralized seamlessly, further paving the way for DeFi on Vexchange. Now, it says to check them out, so let's check them out. Now they tweeted that Vexchange that they're excited to announce the arrival of the broadly successful Uniswap V2 functionality to Vexchange in the form of Vexchange V2. So let's check out their Medium and see what they're all about. Maybe give you guys a little glimpse of what they're trying to do. So in this blog post, basically they're talking about. So I'm gonna read off the blog post essentially, but with this blog post, we're excited to announce the arrival of the broadly successful Uniswap V2 functionality to Vexchange in the form of Vexchange V2. Much like the second iteration of Uniswap V2, the upgrade to Vexchange V2 from V1 brings many features and improvements to Vexchange, with code written, tested, and audited and deployed. Would like to invite you to take a look at Vexchange V2. So they just go around about how Vexchange's been around for 2.5 years or so. And originally Vexchange launched as their highly popular, easy to swap service. But due to the success of this, they launched a full-fledged swapping service. Vexchange, like Vexchange, is a modified hard fork, but in case Vexchange being a fork of Uniswap, in this case Vexchange being the fork of Uniswap 1. So again, it's seen massive support from the foundation and community, and it's a necessity to have a decentralized thing in your ecosystem. So this is great for VeChain, and Vexchange V1 was basically a POC for a new type of decentralized marketplace and automated liquidity provision on VeChain. The Vexchange protocol functions without upkeep, providing an unstoppable platform for VIP 180 token conversion. Those were just some of the features of Vexchange V1, and they're going to continue working on it as long as VeChain exists. And so far, it has worked very nicely for the wide variety of use cases. But now, what's up with Vexchange V2? What's the difference, or like what are they adding? So obviously, as I mentioned, it's their second iteration, and it's basically going to include many new features and improvements. And the article is basically going over the high level overview. And obviously, I like to keep everything high level too here, unless if you guys want more details. So feel free to reach out for that. But basically, VIP 180 and VIP 180 pairs, variable swap and platform fee, price oracles, flash swaps, core helper architecture, technical improvements, auditors, testnet, and launch details. Again, basically I'm not going to go over all of these. Feel free to read these on your own, but if you want, I can make a exclusive just on these, explaining what these are and how they're gonna help Vexchange V2. I wanted to talk about the technical improvements here. Basically, you're gonna get smart contracts, and smart contracts are going to be written in Solidity instead of Viper. And then they use Create2 to make pool address deterministic based on the VIP 180 token pair, and then a bunch of other things too, which I won't get into too much detail. But again, if you want to learn more about this stuff, I always do my research on this, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to go into detail, but if you want to learn more about this, feel free to reach out to us and I can go in depth on this. That's not a problem. I still have 2 more articles to cover. So without making this too long, let's get going. So is Coinbase stock really a buy right now as Bitcoin hits 33,000? Again, it's from Yahoo Finance. Put the article in the description, so be sure to read it on your own. But this article is nice because it talks about if the Coinbase stock is a buy right now. I personally I do have a position in the Coinbase stock in my portfolio, but basically this article talks about their earnings, their fundamental analysis and all that stuff, their technical analysis of the stock, and then news of Coinbase, right? I'm skipping over to this part right here where it's like, is Coinbase stock a buy right now? So basically it's saying the Coinbase stock tumbled 4% Wednesday. The price of Bitcoin traded around 32,700 in the morning trade. And for now, the stock is not a buy because it is not at the stock's new buy point, as it trades about 45% off its all-time high. So essentially, that's what this article is saying. I don't buy into Coinbase right now. But my thing is that, like, I'm not a trader. I'm a long-term investor. And as long as crypto's around, Coinbase stock is going to do good. So that's why I have a position in it. But thought this was an interesting read for all our traders and investors out there that are also crypto traders and investors and are looking to or potentially have a position in Coinbase. For me, I'm letting my Coinbase stock position sit as it is. If it does dip more, I'll probably get more. But for now, I'm just going to sit. Like I said, a long-term investment. And then saved this for last, but I said I would talk about this. But China banning crypto. So again, more FUD. As China's Anhui, apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but China's Anhui province shuts down crypto mining. Now, just the backstory, I've mentioned this many times, but China controls pretty much around approximately 80% of the Bitcoin mining, right? So let's see what this is about. So China's war against cryptocurrency doesn't seem to have an end at the moment, with another province banning cryptocurrency mining activities. Before, back in April or May, if I remember correctly, it was a Zhejiang province. Again, apologies for pronunciation. Zhejiang, sorry. or yeah, that's what the province is called. But it's on the western end of China. I believe this province is in mid China. I could be wrong there though, but excuse my Chinese geography. But essentially, it's banning crypto mining as well, and the crackdown on cryptocurrency mining activities continues in China, with another province shutting down crypto mining facilities. The Anhui province announced earlier today, so July 14, 2021, that it is gonna suspend crypto mining activities in the region. According to the authorities, the move was part of the larger effort to tackle down growing electricity demand and an associated power supply shortage for at least 3 years. In addition to shutting down mining facilities, the province took other measures such as scrutinizing new initiatives that demand large energy consumption and building data centers and promoting the reform of electricity prices to optimize energy uses in the region. There are reports that the ban on cryptocurrency mining activities is a coordinated attack. Anhui's ban on crypto mining activities comes in barely after a month after the province of Sichuan cut off electricity supply to 26 mining farms and other smaller crypto miners. So that's another province that cut it off, right? So just last month, and before that, we saw the other province cut it off. So 3 of their provinces are basically just banning crypto mining, and it seems like here it's because of energy uses, but again, it has a whole political agenda behind it, as clearly seen here. Chinese crypto journalist Colin Wu tweeted this early, as you can see right here, stating that the ban was an order from the Chinese State Grid Corporation. The state grid wants provinces to shut down cryptocurrency mining facilities across Canada, with NU already implementing the order. That's what basically this tweet said, as seen on your screen. And basically it talks of, and then the article talks about declining hash rates, which I briefly mentioned. And again, I'm not going to get into too much detail and keep it really high level so you guys don't get lost. But essentially, the hash rate of Bitcoin is gonna get impacted here because the ban on cryptocurrency mining activities has affected the price of most cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, and the price of the leading currency is down by 40% from its all-time high, and that's one of the main reasons. And yeah, basically that's what this article was saying, and like other countries such as Kazakhstan, Russia, Iran, and the United States are gaining more miners. So that there is still great news for cryptocurrency market, and the hash rate will no longer be concentrated in China, making it a decentralized market. And I always pose this question, right? I'm like, with nearly like 80% of Bitcoin mining being in China, is it really decentralized? Well, I mean, this is great. And I guess this is a good and bad news, because with China banning all these crypto miners, they get a chance to move out of China and going into other nations such as Iran, Russia, Kazakhstan, US. So making it actually decentralized, right? So yeah, those are my 2 cents there. But yeah, that does wrap up this exclusive, you can call it, or like a daily or I guess 2-day or like frequent crypto update. But yeah, with that being said, I myself, Syed, your host, would like to thank you for tuning in, and I'll probably have another one of these dropping later this week, and if not, we'll get you all caught up during weekly episode 27 dropping this weekend. So yeah, take care everybody, and we'll catch you soon.